Hello YouTube, third update on my Makarov. I just finished the extractor, thanks to the WebZone, I think that's his name. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. He helped me a lot, made a video and showed me how to make it, and I got it to work perfectly. As you might see, it's not paper, it's aluminium, special aircraft aluminium. Because I did it first in paper, this one. Just get it to focus like that, and doesn't focus. And I added a piece of hang on, gotta get it. A piece of copper, like brass, like this, to the top, because the tip broke off because I had laid it in the wrong way. But I got it to work like 5 or 6 times perfectly. So I redid it in aluminium, and now it works flawlessly. Absolutely perfectly, actually. It does have some problems with feeding when I have another cartridge in the mag, but that is because the cartridge in the magazine comes too far up, so it blocks the other cartridge. And I just have to add slight material to the walls like this. Because as you can see, when I load one in, it stays up a little bit too much. Need to be down there. That would be perfect. So for now it works without a cartridge, and as you can see, I finished the spring, the mount for the spring. Focus here, like that. Just screw it off. So what is it, an M6 screw, a little plate like this, simple, with a hole, and the spring itself with another hole in it. And there is a mag release, mag catch with a slight angle. Made it like a T shape to save room for the hole here, so that it wouldn't take up too much space and weaken the frame. I also added a M6 nut here. I just cut it out and glued it in, and it works. It works nicely. Has some decent spring tension to it, and is pretty powerful. I got some tips from a friend to add in metal inside the hammer, lead or anything. So I'm thinking to do a test, like make a little tube, and see if I can add in soldering iron without burning the paper into coal. Just without burning the paper. It should work, because then I can just drill out the hammer. Then I can just drill out the hammer at certain places and fill it up with lead to make sure that it has some decent weight. What the hell? Just won't go in. Screw that shit. So I installed back to the extractor. I made it out of aluminium by cutting it with a steel saw, and then sanding it down and shaping it with a Dremel, and finally finishing it off with a cutting disc at the tip to have it at a slight angle like so it catches properly, and also adding a strong spring and a pivot point here, which I will even out later. But so just pull it. As you can see, it works pretty nicely, actually. Just get stuck inside there around different things, but it works. Like that. You have to push it a little bit, of course, but the there will be a lot of forces involved when there is the actual firing. The recoil is pretty powerful and very fast, so it will work perfectly. So I am very happy with that. I'll just take this apart for you. Here's the extractor. Get it to focus here. Sorry, where is it? There it is. That's what it looks like. Hooks up, hooks on, just like that. Stays there. And because of the angle, it really locks in properly. And just made it out of aluminium and rounded it just like that. Made it as thin as possible. Drill the hole and sand it down. I still need to polish it a bit on the front here, get it feedback to lock on better, and also around the sides and stuff. And finish off the top with the file and some sandpaper to get it smooth and nice. I like it. I think I will not paint this one because I like the shiny parts of it. And the spring, normal pen spring, has some decent, pretty strong actually, but that's necessary. And I use that 2mm broken drill bit. Keep breaking my damn drills. I need to stop doing that. But it works perfectly as a pin. Also a little update on the trigger bar. I have to remake the one I made. Remake the remade one. Because it has a crack. Yeah, you can definitely see the crack there. So it keeps bending at just that position there. I don't want to bend it too much, because I'm gonna use it. Didn't break. I'm gonna use it as the measurements for the new one, which will be made of spring steel. If you are going to make a leaf spring, I do recommend you to use for the hammer leaf spring from a saw blade, one of these hacksaws you use, and for the this on Makarov disconnector you can use a normal paper clamp, because it's not that strong and it's easy to bend. And you can harden the spring in the saw blade by heating up and then cooling it down rapidly. But you should not do that on the paper clamps, because the steel is already hardened perfectly, so you will just ruin it if you do that. I had to remake it a couple of times. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for now. I will be making the trigger bar on Sunday, finish that off, and keep working a bit on these parts. Can't be sticking out like this. And also finish the painting. I, as you can see, made the trigger bar, the trigger guard, the trigger, the bottom plate of the magazine, the hammer, the slide release, and also a bit on the slide. I made the grooves. Oh, that's a long time ago. I have to make the little rounded part in the front here to cover up the barrel, to make it look more authentic. And also, see if I can push up my hammer to show you guys. Just stick in a thing like that and push up on the sear. I have to shorten down my hammer because it covers up a bit of my side like that, just so it is even with the round there. But yeah, it works like this. Locks in. When the trigger bar was working, I got the disconnector to work. I can pull it back, release it, pull the trigger, hold the trigger in, and then push it back and forward, and then release the trigger and fire it again. So everything works as it should. I finally got the extractor work. As you could see, the ejection works perfectly. Just some minor modifications. Make the insides for the slide release to make sure that it moves. I have to remove about 2 layers on the inside. And also make the grips. I made a template for this side. I was thinking to go with something like that. I think it looks pretty nice. Maybe add a bit more of an outside right here. I want it even with the back piece here, so just a few millimeters, and shorten the spring, the screw of course. But other than that, it's pretty much done. It's the grips, trigger bar, and getting the part on the magazine that I showed you guys. But everything works, locks in, stays perfectly. Nice click sound. So I'm really psyched actually, pretty happy. So I hope in the next update to show you guys the firing of it, at least a primer. The reason why I didn't do it in this video is because of the trigger bar. And I also have to work a bit on my primers because they are way too strong. At least as they are right now, these ones won't work. So possibly, as I showed you in the tutorial, or use some sort of aluminium. I'll see what I can do, and then show you guys how to make it. So thanks a lot, guys. Please like if you enjoyed the video, comment if you have any questions or anything, and please subscribe if you want to see more. Would help a lot, motivates me and stuff like that. It's fun to see. I finally reached 50 subscribers. So I'm really happy about that. Now my goal is 100, which will be fun to see if I can make it. So I'll be putting up updates a bit more frequently, and yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It's nice. See you guys. Bye.